Hi friends, do you love elephants? Do you want to learn how to draw and paint them? In this video, my good friend Alex is going to teach you how to draw and paint an elephant step by step. It's so fun and easy that both kids and adults can do it. And if you like these kind of videos, go ahead and hit the like and the subscribe button so that way you don't miss any of our videos on tutorials. Here at Creativity School, we want to help you unlock your imagination. Let's get started.
All right, so today we are going to paint an elephant, which is fun for me because that is definitely one of my favorite animals. Okay, so you're gonna need, I have all of my palette out, but really we're just gonna need to use, I'll mark it down first, yellow, black, and white. Okay. Oh, and one other thing too, I'm gonna take my brush. All right, so get some black and just put it like right here, do like a big circle. If you have a plate, if you're working off a plate, just take some black and just put it like right over here, but just like a little section. And then we're gonna let that dry. The next step is I'll take my pencil and I'm not going to use the whole page. I'm just going to use a part of it. I'm going to draw a little rectangle like this. All right, so this is where my painting is going to go. And then right above this, I'm going to draw some shapes. So I'm going to draw a rectangle shape like this. I'm going to draw a triangle shape like this. Then I'm going to draw a kind of a thin shape that looks something like this. And then I'm going to draw this shape right here. So those are the three shapes. And I'm going to show you a way to kind of paint shapes that's a little bit easier. Okay, so on my palette, we're going to do this. So I'm not going to use my biggest brush. I'm actually going to go down to my smallest brush. So depending on how big your shapes is, you might use a smaller flat or you might use a bigger flat. So this black here, we're gonna leave it alone. So don't touch it. We're gonna leave that alone because we want that to dry. Now I'm gonna take some more black and I'm gonna just add some right below. See that? Now, the easiest stroke for you to make, just because the way your arm is made, is to go from left to right. So that's actually the easiest stroke for you to make. All right. When you go up and down, it gets a little harder. And if you go like this, that's even harder still. So we're gonna practice going from left to right. If you're left-handed, it's gonna go from the opposite end. It's gonna go from right to left. So with your brush, I'm going to flip the paper over like this. And I'm just going to go from left to right. So like this. And then I'm going to rotate it again and go from left to right like this. See that? And then rotate it again and go left to right this. Okay, all right, let's see. Okay, now the next thing I want to show you, let's say you want to draw a straight line going down, right? I can do this way, all right, and see how kind of like it starts to wobble a little bit? So that's going up and down. That's really hard for me. It's easier for me to go left to right. Right, see how this line is a little more steady? So it's easy to go left to right, harder to go up and down or to go in reverse. So now let's look at this black part right here. All right, it should be somewhat dry. Mine is still a little bit wet, but that's okay. It's kind of dry right here. So the elephant is going to be a gray color, all right? So this is my white right here. That's going to be this. And my black is right here, right? That's going to be that. And I want to get somewhere around the middle. So when I mix a color, it's going to have to be somewhere between the black and the white. Now for your white, you can use the white of the plate. So let's start with rectangular shape like this. See that? So this is my rectangular shape. I'm going to draw this again on the side. You don't have to do the second shape. That's okay. That's just for me to give you guys some time. So rectangular shape. The next shape you're going to draw is going to be this triangle shape. Something like this. See that? So that's the second shape here. This triangle shape that looks like this. Okay. Now the next shape that we're going to paint is going to be this little nose, kind of a line shape, going like this. And it's going to come up and then curve right in. So it's going to curve back into this point right here. So down, kind of a little coming in a little bit, and then it's going to curve back around this way. And then since I have the elephant here, I'm going to add an eye. Use a circle. Now I'm just going to fill that in. Okay. And then for the ear, I'm going to draw like a triangle shape. So let's draw a triangle shape for the ear. And the edges are going to be kind of soft, so it's not going to be pointy. And then right down there. So make sure the edges, the corners are kind of soft. So it looks like a triangle shape. Looks like a Dorito. Okay, so now it looks like kind of like we have a good head for the elephant. The next thing we're going to draw is the body. So the body is going to be like this shape right here, kind of that oval shape. So I'm going to start where kind of the head is, right over here. And I'm going to draw an oval. And I'm going to bring that oval back to the head. Okay, and now for the legs, I'm going to start from around here. And I'm just going to draw one leg going down, like this. Go across, and then I'm going to draw a line coming back up, kind of like this. And I'm actually going to keep the legs pretty simple. I'll just keep it like that. So it's just kind of a rectangular shape that's tapering a little bit on the bottom. And you can do that for the other leg. So starting from the back of the elephant, I'll just draw a line down, draw the bottom of the leg, and then just come back up. So these legs are going to be the ones that are on this side of the body. Let's draw the leg that's on the other side of the body. So it's really simple. Just start from like right here, about right here, and just draw a line across. And then just draw a line up like this. And then on this side, I'm going to draw another line across. Then I'm just going to draw the line going up. And then you get your 4 legs, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, and let's add a tail. So a tail is just like 2 lines next to each other, but they get thinner towards the end. Oh, and one other thing, let's add the tusk. So the tusk is kind of like the tail. It's going to be 2 curved lines. So one line this way, and then another line going this way. And there you go. And then that'll be the elephant. Okay, let's get to painting this elephant. So to paint the elephant, the skin color, we're gonna do a lot of white. So I got plenty of white right here. I'm gonna add some black. All right. I'm gonna add some black. I'm gonna keep adding black till it gets somewhere in the middle. So I want a middle, something in the middle. So if this is my light, this is my dark. I want it to be in the middle range. All right, so this is white and black, and I'm gonna add some of the yellow to it. Now, most of you are using like a white palette, kind of like what I have here. So let me put some of this here, right? Doesn't that look kind of dark? Everything looks dark next to white. So I want you to do is, I want you to take this and then put it a little dab on the top of the white, on top of the black. See that? So I put a little bit of that gray I mixed on top of this black. And then squint your eyes, and does it kind of pop out or does it kind of disappear? All right, well, it pops out a little bit, so that's good. I'm gonna put a little bit more next to it. All right, that kind of looks like it's popping out pretty good. I think I want it to pop out a little bit more, so I'm gonna add a little more white to this. And then I'll put it next to here again and squint your eyes. Does this look like it's popping out? Now, if the answer is yes, it looks like it's popping out from the black, then that's a good value. All right, let me paint another one that looks like a gray, but it's not gonna pop out as much. So if you get a gray that looks like this, like something like this, and then if I squint your eyes, see how that gray isn't popping out that well? That means that's too dark. So you want it to look something like this. You want it to pop out. So when you mix it, make sure it's light. Your gray is in the middle. And if it's in the middle, it should pop out from the black. So I'm putting some in here, squint my eyes, and yeah, it does look like it's popping out. Okay, so I have all this elephant kind of mixture here. So once I have the mixture, that's good. We double check it with the black. We make sure it pops out. I'm gonna go ahead and paint this on the elephant. So just like we did with those practice shapes, I'm gonna go from left to right. So go left. Okay, well, let's see. All right, the next part. So the next part we're gonna paint is we're gonna paint the legs that's on the far side. And we're gonna make them a little bit darker. So I'm gonna take my my small flat brush. Now we've been playing with the middle a lot, so this is all the middle value. So I want something that's gonna be darker than the middle, but not as dark as black. So a value like this actually works pretty well. So to paint that, we're gonna use black and a little bit less white. And then of course, we're gonna add some of the yellow. And in this case, I might add a little bit of the red. You don't have to add any red if you don't want, but I'll just add some red since it's out there anyway. All right, so this, now let's see. We know that this is darker than the middle, but is it light enough against the black? So I can always take my black here and then just test it out. So I'm gonna add some right here. And then when I squint my eyes, does it feel like it's a little lighter? Because I want it to be in between the middle and the black. So I'll take my plate again, add a little bit here, squint my eyes. You know what? That looks definitely lighter than here. So I think that'll be fine. So this is kind of the value that I want right over here. So I'll take this, we'll paint the far side of the elephant. So the legs are gonna be on this side right here. I'm gonna make those a little bit darker. See that? See how this is a little bit darker? And I'll do the same thing for the front leg.
It makes the legs that are in the foreground really pop.
See how this leg now starts to, like they're different? Okay, so that's starting to look pretty good. So the color that I use for this part of the leg here, I'm gonna use that to kind of draw out the legs a little bit more. So on my elephant, on this leg right here, I'm gonna draw a line going up like this. See that? This line right here.
Yeah.
So just draw a line right there and stop it around here. So it doesn't have to go all the way up. In fact, it doesn't go very up at all. And then we're gonna add another line right here to about right there. And then on this side, I'm gonna add a tiny line like this. So it's gonna be 3 lines. 1 line here for the back leg, 1 line here for the, well, 2 lines here for the front leg, right here and right over there. So 3 lines total is 1, 2, and 3.
And that just sort of creates some shadow and depth, right?
It does, and it also pulls that leg out from the body.
Right. Gives
And
it
then
definition.
with that, yeah, and then with that same value, now it may be easier or harder depending on how much of the line you can see. In my painting, I basically, because that paint was so thick, I covered up all my drawing. So I'm gonna have to do my best to guess. So this one, I'm gonna start right over here and draw like a triangle. So 1, and then another line like this. And this will be for the ear, 1 and 2. And then, no, I'll try something different. So I'm gonna leave it this, 1 and 2. And then while you're there, you can just add the eyes.
And the good thing is ears move around a lot. So you can kind of, those ears could be, you know, up or down because they're always moving their ears.
That's right. And that would add some personality to the elephant too. Like depending on how the mood of the elephant or whatnot. The elephant has like some lines that we can use to like kind of show the texture. So with that, we're gonna use this thin brush right here, this thin pointy brush. And let's see, so the lines, we're gonna make it darker. We're gonna make it dark, but not like that dark. So it's gonna be a little more subtle. So it's gonna be a little bit lighter than the lines for the leg and the ear. And this is how I make a straight line. So this is kind of what I do. So I hold my pencil like this, right? So I hold it between my thumb and my fingers. So that's pretty steady, right? And then with this finger right here, my little pinky finger, I actually use that to kind of guide my hand. So this pinky finger touches the ground, and then I just slide it like this. See that?
Oh.
Slide it like that. So imagine if the paper is like the ground, it goes something like this. I hold it steady and then just slide it over. It's kind of like it helps to hold it, like support it, and then I just slide. So let me show you how it's done. So we're gonna add some lines for the elephant texture. And I'm gonna slide up. See that? All right, hold this thing steady. And then slide up. And you want to make sure that only the tip of your brush is touching the paper, because if you're too hard, you know, it makes it like really thick. So you have to have a light touch.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna add some white to it. And I'll just paint over that line.
Wasn't that fun? And wasn't that simple and easy? All right, so if you like that video, please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button so you won't miss out on any of our videos. We make videos every single week. And we have a special step-by-step guide for you in the link below. So go ahead and click the link below and download it, and we'll see you next time at Creativity School.